Shalom Aleichem Rabotai. It is Yud Gimel Adar Sheni. It is Tainus Esther. It is Erev Purim. So wishing everyone in advance a Freilich and Purim Sameach. We are continuing in the Mishnah Yomi with the sixth parak of Demai at Mishnah Dalet. Yesterday we talked about if the man who's working the land is a Kohen or a Levi, and he's working land of Israel if he gets the tithes. So today Mishnah Dalet brings the opposite case. A Yisrael, a regular Jew, Shekibul Mekohen Levi, and the owner of the land that he is sharecropping in is a Kohen or a Levi. The Mishnah states, HaMa'aser L'Bailim. The Meiser, meaning the Truma, would go to the Kohen, or the Meiser Rishon to the Levi, that belongs to the owner of the land. They get to keep all of that. It doesn't get split down the middle, with the Yisrael being able to then give it to the Kohen or Levi of his pick. The Mishnah continues, Rabbi Yishmael Omer HaKartani Shekibel Sadi Mishalmi. So Rabbi Yishmael says, a villager who enters sharecropping on the land of a Yerushalmi. Now this word Kartani is interesting. It's a very rare word. It's from Lashon Kirya. Kirya is like a town or a village. Compared to Yerushalayim, everything else is like a little a quaint little village compared to the Yerushalayim on a spiritual level we're speaking. So the villager who is working the land of a Yerushalmi owns this land, Meiser Sheni Yerushalmi. So the Tanna Kama says the Meiser Sheni belongs to the Yerushalmi, because Meiser Sheni of anyone, and no matter whose it is, must go up to Yerushalayim, and you eat it in Yerushalayim, or you redeem that on Kesef, and you bring the money to Yerushalayim to buy food and eat it there. That's the Kiddush of Meiser Sheni, has to be eaten in Yerushalayim. So the Tanna Kama here says, because a Yerushalmi owns this field, he gets to take all the Meiser Sheni for himself, similar to the case we had in the beginning of the Mishnah, like if it's the Levi's field, the Levi would be entitled to all the Meiser Rishon. Chachamim Omrim, but the other sages say, Yachol Hu Hakartani La'alot La'ochla B'Yerushalayim. They say the villager, the one from the Kirya, the one from the Chutznik, from outside Yerushalayim, he can go and use the Meiser Sheni himself. So they would have to split it. So it's not like the Reisha, where the land belongs to a Kohen or a Levi, and they'd be entitled to Truma or Meiser, because Truma and Meiser isn't allowed to be eaten by Yisrael. But here, this other Yisrael just happens to live outside of Yerushalayim, but Baruch Hashem, he can go to Yerushalayim and eat the Meiser Sheni there. So the Chachamim say that it doesn't all belong to the landowner, who's Yerushalmi, who can eat it in his own house, because the Kartani, the villager, all of us can go to Yerushalayim, God willing, soon, and eat the Meiser Sheni there, so he is equally entitled to take a proportion of the Meiser Sheni. Good. Mishnah Hey, the fifth Mishnah, in Demai, Perik Sheish, HaMekabel Zaitim L'Shemen. Now this is a little different. HaMekabel is Lashon of sharecropping, of Arisut, but he's taking Zaitim, olive trees, L'Shemen, to produce oil. So here he's not entering a sharecropping arrangement on the land itself. So he's not just working the land and growing whatever he wants to grow. He's being given access to trees to harvest them and produce oil. So that's a bit of a difference here. Kishem shecholkin b'chulin, just like the owner of the trees and the man doing the work, they divide according to whatever percentage they've arranged. They divide the chulin, kacholkim b'truma. So too they divide the truma. So they each get half and half, or maybe it's 1/3, 2/3, whatever the contract states. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Yehuda disagrees, says Yisrael shekibel mekohen v'levi zaitim l'shemen. If it's Yisrael working in the olive trees belonging to a Kohen or a Levi, and his assumption is it's half and half. It's a 50-50 arrangement, so the owner will get half of the produce, the oil, when it's done, and the worker will get half. A Meiser L'Bailim. They say the Meiser belongs to the owner, because again, it's a Kohen who's entitled to the Truma from the oil, or it's a Levi entitled to the Meiser Rishon of the oil. So Rabbi Yehuda says that they should take it. So he says that this arranging to work trees is not any different than arranging to work lands like we had in Mishnah Gimel. However, the Chachamim disagree with Rabbi Yehuda, and the Bartner says the halacha is not like Rabbi Yehuda, so it would still be the same as the Mishnah, and they're cholkian equally, because trees are a little different than taking the land. And remember, the final product is the tirosh. It says dagan tirosh v'yitzar in the pasuk, that it's the finished product that we usually do with oil is with olives. The usual product is oil. So it's interesting. On Erev Purim, we're talking about oil, which we're going to have coming up Hanukkah eventually. But so Baruch Hashem, we get a zuchus of talking about processing the trees of Eretz Yisrael and Yerushalayim into oil. Skule mitzvot. Purim Sameach.